All right, here's your legal warning. I am not responsible for what you do to your truck by watching my videos. If you follow my videos, your truck's likely to start blowing bubbles out the tailpipe. So, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video build series. So yesterday I went and picked up the rods. I had the rod bushings done at the machine shop. I'm not gonna say you can't do them at home. It's obviously possible if you have the specialty tools and stuff, but I don't have any of that, so I paid the machine shop to do my rod bushings. Let's walk over here and I'll show you one of them. I've already got them laid out. I know it's kind of dark in here. It's early in the morning. But we have brand new rod bushings in here. Okay, so I'm going to show you the inside of my rod bushings, a few of them, if you wanted to know that information, to see if yours might be, you know, need replacing as well. So that's what the inside of mine look like. And the machine shop said you don't have to do this, but I did it anyway. I numbered all my rods, so they're going to go back in the exact same spot they were, as well as the pistons. Okay, so here's the box part number. It's the Mahle ring set for standard size. Okay, so when you open the box, sorry, I'm trying to get you out of the shadow. If you look on the tabs right here and here, it'll tell you which rings are which. So this one says, I don't know if you can read that or not, but it says top groove, and then it says top groove in 2 other languages. Second groove, and then the same thing. And then the bottom one is obviously, you know, just the 2 pieces that you put together. And I'll be going over that here in just a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull all my top rings out. And then I'm going to put all of my top rings in each cylinder. And then I'm going to use my feeler gauge to check the end gap of these rings. And then I'm going to take the top ring and I'm going to go and put them on the top, or I'm going to set them over there next to the piston that they go to. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the second ring, and then the same thing for the oil. Oh, if you were wondering what this is, this is what I had on hand. It's aluminum foil tape. I just taped this up because the oil cooler will not be going back in the engine until the engine is back in the truck. So I'm not even gonna, I want this to stay clean as possible, so I just sealed it all up and said I'm done with it. Alright, so let's get to the piston rings, and I gotta get my feeler gauge, and I'll be right back. So these are the international specs, Navistar specs for the piston ring gap. I'm going to use that instead of Ford's recommended. So I'm just taking the piston rings. These are the top rings. Just pressing it in a little bit, sticking it in like that right there. Let me grab a piston. Okay, see the ring? Use the piston to seat it. Easy as pie. Alright, so now I'm going to get my feeler gauge. I got to find the one that I need, and then I'm going to gauge these. So let me find the one I need and I'll be right back. Alright, so I got the 0.011, and I've got the one next to it, which is a 0.012, and if you add those together, that puts it at a 0.023, so for the top end. So if this one fits on the bottom end and this one fits on the top end, we're within specs. If I did that wrong, tell me in the comments. Okay. Alright, so all of my top rings are absolutely good. I don't need to do any kind of shaving on any of the rings at all. So I'm going to take those four, stick them over there with the 4 pistons they belong with, and then I'm going to get the second ring and I'm going to do the exact same thing that we just did. So let's do it! On the second ring, a 0.055 to a 0.065. Alright, so it's looking like our second ring is going to be completely fine, and I don't have to do any shaving on those as well. So now we're going to the oil rings, and I'll be right back. Okay, so these are the Navistar tolerances, I believe, because they're tighter than the Ford tolerances that I found from a Ford tech online. I think it was 0.009 thousandths to 0.019 thousandths is the Ford specs. This is a little tighter. So let me get my little feeler gauge. Let me find my proper one, and we will stick these oil rings. Okay. So the piston ring gap is right here. Alright, well, that one's within spec. Alright, so now we're going to check the big end. We are looking good. Yep. Alright, so I was just separating the end caps from the rods here so that I can get the bearings and everything in there. But first of all, I'm going to show you something about these rods. They are what's called a fractured rod. And what that means is a machine takes this and breaks this in half. So this top piece can only fit this, or this bottom piece can only fit this top piece of this rod. But don't worry and don't freak out. Once you take this all apart, if you look right here, there's a set of numbers, 0340, 0340. So that's matched up. You don't have to mark it like this person did. You know, at least for the factory rods. I don't know much about any of the other ones. I've never seen them, but for the factory rods, they are numbered. So it's almost idiot proof, all right? Okay, so like I was saying about, let me get this out of the way. So like I was saying about the piston here, the way that I remembered to put the piston back together was on the skirt of the piston, this is where it is notched for the oil squirter in the block. So when this comes down before the compression stroke, it doesn't hit that oil squirter and, you know, screw this piston up. That's what that's for, all right? So that side. And if you take the rod and take the end cap off and you just sit it straight up, follow it, this is the high side. Just like that. Oil squirter side, high side of the rod. And then we're gonna, well, hold on, I gotta lube up this pin, and then we'll put that together. Actually, I'm gonna clean it first, then I'm gonna lube it, and then I'm gonna put it in, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just take, starting on the first one, get my lint-free towel. I'm going to take right here on the inside of the piston where the pin comes in and locks the rod in. I'm going to clean that out. I don't want any dirt in these journals. And then I'm going to clean the pin same way. Well, don't drop it like I did. Alright, so re-clean the pin. And then we are going to put a little lube on the end right here. Okay. We're going to go ahead and start him right here. Like that. So we're just going to stick him in just like that. And then I'm going to put a little bit more oil on this side of the pin so that whenever it slides in, it'll have some lubrication on the other side of the piston. Okay. Okay. All right, he's in there. Okay. Now we are going to take my pliers here. I just used these for these clips because it was just nice and easy like that. All right, we're gonna take him. All right, hold on, I gotta back it off a little bit. Just like that. And it is set. I'm gonna take it and use my pliers to just squeeze it gently and turn it to make sure that it's in the grooves. But we have a piston back together now. There we go. All right, so now I am going to do the rest of these, and I will be back.